So after being in Melbourne a few days, we've come to Sydney, and driving me to the Govinda Valley farm east of Sydney is my old friend and Sankirtan buddy, Pratapana. And en route, we've come to this spectacular lookout point, and he's going to explain to us what we're seeing out there.
We're south of Sydney here on the edge of the National Forest, and down here we have a beautiful surf beach, Stanwell Park, and a nice little village there, and then the road just winds around to a big industrial city called Wollongong. And just to the north here we've got some really fabulous beaches. You can't see them here, but just a few hundred yards up there, fabulous tropical, semi-tropical, gorgeous beaches with wonderful beach forest walks.
Here's one of the sites, Jai Shri, Pratapana's wife, and apparently thousands of acres of national land, which also borders on the farm that we'll be at in a few minutes. Yes?
Yeah, that's right. And why don't you come over here, Josh, and take a photograph?
I told them all they need to reach perfection is a couple of llamas.
I think we'll have a photograph ourselves here of you and I. Josh, we can take it.
Okay. And if you missed what I said before, this is the main yoga retreat for most of the yoga schools in Sydney. It's only an hour out of Sydney, and there's a train that can drop arrivals just about 100 yards away.
Yeah, so we're only about 40-50 minutes from downtown by train. So people usually come out here on a Friday afternoon and they stay over the weekend. They head back home on Sunday afternoon. We've actually got a big group coming tomorrow, about 45 people.
From which
I'm not sure which yoga group it's from, but which yoga group tomorrow?
Bikram.
Bikram yoga.
Bikram. It's just coming dawn, and I'm on a japa walk. The temple is in North Sydney, and there's a park across the temple, and I'm standing here in a little promontory above the freeway, filming downtown Sydney. There's a fog, still morning fog there, and I think you can zoom in. Somewhere in there is the Sydney Opera House. More of the Sydney skyline. This is the park, which is right across the street from the temple. Here's the North Sydney Temple on Falcon Street. Zoom in there and I think you can read International Society for Krishna Consciousness. There's a tent set up just in the courtyard there. A white festival tent for this weekend's reunion. There are said to be 84 Prabhupada disciples going to be present here. And across from the temple is the North Sydney Park, which is a very, very nice area, and it's a good place for taking your japa walks. This is a kind of a collage, undoubtedly prepared by Korma in the lobby of the Sydney Temple. Life begins at 40, 2001, the anniversary year, and pictures of the early days. Pendra and Bali Martin, the first devotees that came to Australia. Prabhupada arriving in May of '71 with yours truly beside him in the airport. The installation of the deities. Prabhupada driving in the old Volkswagen blue combi van. This is the painting that Vaibhavi did of Radha Krishna on the window of the storefront where the temple was at 118 Oxford Street in Paddington. And here are the deities themselves. Gopinath. And many other pictures of the deities here as well.
First of all, I'd like to thank you very, very much for coming. And before I continue on, I'd like to introduce you to Sriman Varanayaka Prabhu, who has kindly allowed us to run this event here in the beautiful Radha Gopinath Mandir, where it all started at the lotus feet of Radha Gopinath 40 years ago. Radha Gopinath have moved 12 times since then, and this is their 13th place of residence. And Sriman Varanayaka Prabhu is the temple president here, and I'd like to introduce him, and he can say a few words to you now.
Hare Krishna. We're here together to remember and to maybe meet together. I was observing and moving in the crowd and how you all look at your name tags, and probably some of you don't remember the faces, that we all maybe look different than 30 or 40 years ago. But this event is for your pleasure, and that's why we're here to celebrate Prabhupada's achievements, to celebrate your achievements, and we're here to serve you. So thanks again. As far as practical things,
this is a class in the Sydney Temple Room on Saturday morning, given by Srila Prabhupada.
That is the defect. So, the poor point of knowledge. Why God should be a person of this material world? So that was clear in the beginning. Prabhupada beyond this material piece. But he is a person. So now that personality, although Alaksham, invisible. Now, by the grace of Kunti, we can understand that although the Supreme Person is invisible, now he has appeared to be visible.
These are the Radha Gopinath Sydney deities. The 40th anniversary of their installation that we're all assembled here to observe. They were installed in a Paddington storefront in May of 1971. They moved 7 times in the last 40 years, and now this is their permanent home in North Sydney. Shri Radha Gopinath Govinda Adi Purusha Tamaham Vajami Vedam Kalvantam Aravinda Dayatatsam Bhavagatam Samasitam Gunasundaranga This is the Saturday morning Harinam party, downtown George Street in Sydney. It's about 2 blocks away from where I met Upendra for the first time in about January of 1970. Probably about 200 or 300 devotees here. First the ladies, then Prahlad leading, playing the accordion, followed by the gents.